Hi, I'm Maria Hill with Sensitive Evolution. Today I want to introduce to you the importance of frameworks. This video is one of several that I will be sending to you in order to help you understand the importance of frameworks, what they do for you, and the ones that we're going to be having in our Emerging Sensitive course in January. Highly sensitive people connect with a lot of information, including a lot of energetic information. And generally what they do is they look for a big picture vision to deal with it. They look for access to a vision. It's one of the reasons they're called visionaries. Or look for some values that they can use to help them decide what to do with all the information they're connecting with. And that's fine. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Dr. Aaron has discovered that highly sensitive people, unlike people who aren't highly sensitive, do not really connect so much with culture. They're really connecting with energy and information and energetic information. So that's a very big difference between highly sensitive people and people who aren't. So if you're not really connecting with culture, and there are a lot of different cultures, that can make being out in the world a little bit difficult. Now, there is a solution, and that is the solution of frameworks. You cannot know everything there is to know about the world in order to navigate it. That's simply not manageable. But you don't have to, because over the past half century or more, there's been such an effort made to understand patterns better so that humans can do better. And frameworks about culture have been, and how people work, have been among those gifts that we have received from all of that research that's been going on. Frameworks are wonderfully important. They provide us with a roadmap. They show us how the world works, and the good ones give us very accurate information. They provide a way for us to navigate the world without necessarily knowing everything, but they still provide a way for us to make decisions that are productive and also authentic. And we'll get into that a little more. So what are frameworks? They're essentially the underpinnings that make all sorts of structures possible, and that's physical structures as well as cultural structures. They're supports, they're foundations. One good example would be our skeletons. Our skeletons are what all of the tissue and all of our organs need in order for us to have a body. Certainly, we would not be able to function without it, and yet you can't say that your skeleton is who you are. That's not exactly an accurate description of yourself. So the framework, the skeleton, helps create the structure that lets you walk around and move around in the world. And it is relatively fixed. Once it is fully formed, your skeleton is what it is and will be that way for the rest of its life. Now, there are different kinds of frameworks. The skeleton is a physical one, and different types of physical beings have their own particular frameworks, whether you're talking about trees or other kinds of plants. They also have their particular structures. And then there are also cultural frameworks. And now, a lot of people, when they think of cultural frameworks, they think of institutions like, the government or, business institutions, community institutions, and that's really not what a framework is. A cultural framework is. A cultural framework actually goes deeper than that, because all cultures form to solve some kind of problem in reality. So capitalism, for instance, was formed to solve the problem of not having enough basic material needs met. And so cultures begin to solve a particular problem in reality, and they create values and purpose and for the people in the culture to pursue. And then they also ask the question, what do we have to become in order to achieve these results? And that really is the basis of the framework of any particular culture. Everything else comes after that. So a cultural framework says, this is the direction we need to go in, this is the problem we need to solve, and this is who we need to become in order to achieve this objective. And over time, people who buy into it start to develop organizations, social groups, in order to start creating the institutions and organizations that will help get the job done. And because they have a shared direction and a shared purpose, then they have social connection based on what they're trying to accomplish. And as more and more people become part of the particular cultural framework, you have enough people that they create a group consciousness around that purpose, and they then define what is important and is acceptable. And that framework will continue on until um, the reality needs facing the group are such that a major change is needed in the framework. So frameworks are essentially static. They are created to serve a specific purpose. But as you know, and as all highly sensitive people experience, living energy is flowing. And we pick up, some of the disconnects and some of the conflict that we pick up on is our ability to sense the interaction between static frameworks and living, flowing energy. And sometimes we don't know what to do with it. So having an understanding of frameworks helps explain why things are the way they are and why people might be having the issues that they're having or the difficulties or challenges that they're having. And it helps us make sense of it and therefore start to understand what kind of choices would make sense for us. So it provides us with a high-level perspective that is accurate, but it doesn't necessarily tell us what our choices should be, which is one of the wonderful things about frameworks. They really do make it easy for you to make a choice that's right for you while still respecting what is in the world. So it makes it much easier for you to steer yourself through life and engage with the things that you know make sense for you to be engaged in, and let go of those things that you really know are part of somebody else's journey, but not necessarily a part of yours. So I hope that gives you a basic understanding of the way frameworks work. We'll get into them more in the future. The next video is going to be about the difference that frameworks make in terms of how you experience the world and how you're able to function in the world. And that will come out in a couple of days. Thanks for listening.